Hey everybody, Wade Galt here, author of Put Your Money Where Your Soul Is and creator of 4-Day Workweek Entrepreneur Academy, where we help entrepreneurs create and sustain an abundant 4-day workweek lifestyle. Hope you're having an awesome day. What I'm going to do today is start out what's going to be a 10-day challenge where I'm going to help you look at how you can best drop some of the obstacles that are getting in the way of you creating your most desirable 4-day workweek lifestyle. Now, whether you are an entrepreneur or an employee or a business owner or whatever it might be, chances are, if you could, you'd make more money, you'd do it in less time, you'd impact more people, you do the type of work you most enjoy, and you do it in a way that allows you to enjoy your life outside of work, your friends, your family, your hobbies. And that doesn't mean you don't like your work. You might love your work. I happen to love my work, but there's also other things outside of work that I want to do. And in an ideal situation, you get to do that. Now, usually to make that happen, a lot of people think in order to get more abundance or create more free time that they need more hours in the day, or they need to be able to do things quicker. And so there's this race that happens. What I find instead is a path that a lot of people find works for them, which is letting go of things and doing less things. So in this 10-day baggage drop challenge, what I'm going to show you how to do is let go of just one simple thing every day. And what that's going to do is create a situation where you are able to have less things to focus on. And so in doing that, that will allow you to simply do less things. And in doing less things, you'll have more energy to focus on those things and more focus to be able to do a better job. So there's no magic to this. There's no woo-woo or magic wands or anything. This is about simply getting clear about what really works for you and what doesn't. And so the first thing I want to start out with is something that has to do with helping you get clear about how you see things and what you're aiming for. And the first thing I'm going to do here is take you on to this 10-day baggage drop, day one. I'm going to share with you a little presentation here. And on day 1 of 10, what we're going to focus on is something very simple. We're going to focus on looking at identifying at least one belief you have that's limiting you, but that's false. And so a lot of us have beliefs about different things, and some of them serve us, but some of them don't. And so what I'm going to look to do is help you identify at least one false limiting belief and let go of it forever. Now, the challenge is most of us have a smaller vision than what is possible for us. And there's this concept of what if you talk to yourself in the future and your future self came back and said, look, I've done all these awesome things. Your future self would know things that your current self doesn't know. And it would perhaps tell you that there's certain beliefs that were untrue or that you were worried about or things that you were preoccupied about and you didn't need to worry about them. Now, if we want to, and if we can, we're going to drop one false limiting belief, and then we're going to replace that. We're going to adopt a new powerful belief. The first thing to do in order to do this, though, is to really get a sense of how do we identify a false limiting belief. So there are certain beliefs we have that are actually accurate, and those limits that we look at, and I'm going to call those natural limits. So natural limits might be undesirable, but they've pretty much been proven to be scientifically true. And so most of the scientific community, most people would accept them as true. There might be a couple of conspiracy theorists, but for example, if you don't get oxygen for an extended period of time as a human being, you're going to die. If you don't exercise, your muscles are going to get weaker, they're going to atrophy, and that's not good for your body or your health. If you smoke cigarettes or other substances, the body's not meant to inhale smoke. It spits it out by its nature. And so you're going to become a less healthy person. You might not die, but it's certainly not going to be something that's going to help you. So those are natural limits. On the other hand, there are false limiting beliefs. And these are things that we hold them as true, but we kind of have an asterisk next to them because either we know that they might not be true for someone else, or we think they're true, but we're not certain. So for example, some people might think it's impossible to work a 4-day work week, to still be productive, to do the work they love, and to make a good income. I happen to know that that's possible because it's something I do. I didn't know it was possible before. I thought it was possible. And now that I do it, I've realized it's something that's doable. Also, false limiting beliefs will sound kind of like this. I'll never do this. I can't do that. I'll never get out of debt. I'll never be able to retire. I'll never get the job I want. I'll never be able to impact people with my work, whatever that might be. And so If we look at those, what we want to do is identify 5 false limiting beliefs you have, 5 beliefs that are holding you back that you kind of know maybe they're not true. And one of the main ways you know that they're not true is somebody else is disproving your belief. So I might say, I don't think I can make it as a professional athlete or a movie star. Now, that might be a belief that I believe about myself, but it's not empirically true. It's not a fact. It's something I hold about myself as to be true, but it's not fully true. Or I might find that somebody else can do something I can't, and I might say, well, I can't do that. So again, that's a false limiting belief. So if you want, you can write this down on a piece of paper, or you can go to 4dayworkweek.com/baggage drop. That'll take you to the tools for this entire 10-day challenge. And on the first day, you can look at and write down what are your 5 most prevalent false limiting beliefs. And if you need to, pause this, or if you're watching live, you can do that now. And then once you've done that, look at those beliefs and get a sense of which one of those kind of has the most weight or the most power over you. The one, usually there's one that if you were to address that one and overcome it, it might take care of another 1 or 2 or 3 of the other beliefs, or maybe even all of them, simply because it's sort of more core. It's more at the heart of it. So I'll never succeed might be a core belief to I can't be a good doctor, I can't be a good lawyer, I can't be a good baseball player, but at the center of it might be I'll never succeed, or something of that nature. And once you've done that, now what I invite you to do is choose one of those false limiting beliefs and replace it with a new powerful belief, some sort of belief that you're going to look to adopt forever. And that might be, I can do something I set my mind to if I'm willing to do the work, for example. So very often things we believe we can't do, it's because we've never really put in the time or effort to really commit to them. So a more empowering belief, or a powerful belief, would be, I can do this if I really commit to it. And what I'm going to invite you to do is have that being a belief that you're going to adopt going forward. Now, there's different ways people do this. Some people will simply say, you know what, Wade, I'm going to look at the evidence. The evidence says Susie can do it, Johnny can do it. So if they can do it, it might be work, but I know I can do it. Other people might say, Wade, I'm going to call on my higher power. I believe in God. I believe in the universe. I believe in some force greater than myself. And I'm going to ask that force, that divine being, whatever it might be, I'm going to ask that for help, to help me do this. And then other people just simply say, you know what, Wade, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of having this thing limit me. I know I might fail, but I'm going to go with this. I'm simply going to act as if I can do it. Maybe kind of like fake it till I make it, but it's more for myself. I'm just going to go at it, and I'm going to keep going at it until I get it done. I'm going to make it happen. Kind of like the cartoon characters that they run off the cliff and they don't know that there's gravity, and then they run back because they didn't know there's gravity, so they never fell. Or sometimes people have beginner's luck at a sport and they'll do something that other people thought was difficult, but nobody told them it was difficult, so they just did it. So another way to adopt a new belief is just say, you know what, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to maybe take action on that. So I invite you to do this. This is the first day of our 10-day baggage drop challenge. There's a lot of things going forward that you can do with your life. You can create a 4-day work week, most likely. You most likely can create a greater income. At some point, you made less income, and at some point you can make more. There's a lot of things you can do if you focus on them. And the first thing to do is to get rid of one of those core limiting beliefs, turn it into something that's going to empower you. And over the next 9 days, I'm going to help you with one additional thing that you're going to drop. And sometimes you're just going to drop it, or sometimes you're going to add something, and it's going to help you be in a much better situation, start creating the lifestyle and the income you most desire. So I hope you find this helpful. If you do, please put your comments in the section below. Maybe indicate, if you like, what your old belief was that was limiting you, and then what the new belief is that you're adopting. And then feel free, of course, please share this with friends if you think they could use it, if they want to work a 4-day work week, or if they could just use this opportunity to create a better situation for themselves. So thanks for listening. As always, I look forward to helping you make more money in less time, do what you do best so you can create the lifestyle you most desire for you, your loved ones, and your life. Thanks for listening.